Hello. I'm being called to talk about fear. What is fear? How does fear affect our bodies? How does suppression affect our bodies? How does doubt affect our bodies? How does insecurity affect our bodies? How does understanding these ailments, how does it affect our body? We're getting hit with tons of solar flares if you aren't aware of it or not. If you're not, well, we have been. Especially since last April, that's when it got really, really heavy. Last April, a series of eclipses prophesized in the Bible. So fear. When we start having aha moments, when we start healing based on the solar flares coming in, because these solar flares, it's photonic energy, and photonic energy is evolution. What happens if you put more energy onto something? It operates quicker. It activates. So solar energy in our magnetic field, after a while, when there's enough of it getting boosted in, okay, then there's the human life on planet Earth. Then there's all the frequencies from all the cell towers, and then it's our frequencies. Well, what happens? Then it's supercharged. It's supercharged full of energies. Not just pure photonic energy, but there's 5G towers, the energies that you emit as an individual. Energies of just like, man, everything's energy, okay? So when we start getting activated through these solar flares, and now that we're in the age of Aquarius, well, it's the age of energy. And if it's something that you're not aware of, you're not feeling great, but I call your bluff. I call your bluff. I call your bluff. You know, denial is one thing. Ignorance is one thing. But you're feeling it. You're more aggressive. You're more fear-based. You're more judgmental. You're more judgy. You're more cutthroat in what you need. Or, you know, you're at a boiling point of the people-pleasing behaviors. Because you can mask fear through people-pleasing. You can mask fear from, you know, keeping up with a routine that is no longer fit for you. And how you're going to start seeing it is you're just going to see relationships kind of start teetering. People are going to start isolating more, canceling plans more. You know, there's going to be something that happens in everybody's life that's going to switch it. That's going to make them no longer see that as acceptable behavior or acceptable patterns, because you just can't take it anymore. And maybe you're in denial of what you cannot take. But if, let's say, you need people to feel whole, well, those people are going to just start falling away. And it isn't to harm you, and it's not to be cruel to you, but it just means you're waking up. You're getting called to go within. And as you get called to go within, once you get activated through the solar flares, depending on your energetic karma that you need to purify or release, is when you'll activate. That's why people that go through a lot of trauma, they're activated. People with addictions who recover, they get activated. It may not be super strong, but it's going to start building. It's going to start getting heavier. The trials are going to continue. So everybody can fine-tune their awareness to their highest path possible. So when fear starts bubbling up through what we're losing, through our ego breaking, what happens is, as we heal our emotions, our bodies are also healing. Because we carry emotions in our DNA. That is what ancestral trauma is. Ancestral trauma is just your programs through your lineage. your ancestral programming in your lineage. So as we heal these programmings, we get aware, we start communicating through our intuition to what we must heal. And you know what? It's 7-Eleven right now. Took a screenshot. 7-Eleven, it takes 7 to 11 generations to create a new being. Full on full. Is that you? This is why this collective shift is massive and it's happening. Because we need to heal. We need to remember. And we're going to. Hi, my name's Emily Beckett. The remembrance of I am. The remembrance of the Omega, the Alpha. The remembrance of resting in the embrace of the now. Resting in such a still state that it's just all you can, it's heavenly. It's heavenly. Like today's energy is savage. Like I went through a heavy energetic day yesterday. My hair's kind of annoying me. Went through a really heavy energetic day yesterday. And then today it's in like, just, so, which means there's a shift that happened. Like I'm getting activated to my higher self now. Because the time is now. We're rising. And anybody that I can help from this point forward helps thy neighbor, helps thy planet, but it helps you. It helps you. And you, as an energetic being, you are unified with the divine matrix. That's why we are one. We are one energy. Through the mother, through the feminine energy that creates order. We are unified through the soul, through the energetic connections that we give off, in coherence to Mother Earth. Our awareness, our personality is of the Father, Source. That's why Yeshua says, I am the Father, I am the consciousness. And that's why they built religion, that they isolated a part of it to what? To make a masculine religion, to make a masculine doctrine society, to create the collapse of the energetic field on earth to call in order. Sorry, that was my daughter calling me. Anyway, so that's why Yeshua says, I am the Father, because he is the consciousness. So when we are in order with consciousness, with our natural understanding of humanness, we then are in order with frequency, because mother, father, feminine, masculine. It's science, but it's more than science. Science is a gift from spirituality. Science is a gift of curiosity. Science is our logic. Science is our justice, because we need to have proof. We need logic in order to sense. In order to sense energy. Because then we understand the mechanism. We understand quantum. Okay, so then let's be the experiment. Let's connect that logic to what our ancestors have taught us over generations. This is what ancestral healing does. It removes fear layer by layer through the awakening process. I am the mother. I am the father. I am Yeshua. Yeshua is just a human. He's not just a human, but he was a human to teach us the way. He was a human of the Father, but they left out the feminine.